Join the crew as a member of the Onyx Key for exclusive members-only messages, redirections, and content. We already have a bunch of videos live with some familiar topics as well as new questions, so I'll see you on the other side of the Onyx Key. Make sure you hit the join button to go deeper down this experience with me. Hey family, so we're back with another pick a card reading that is timeless and love-based. So we're gonna see who has a secret crush on you. We're gonna roll with that theme and see if we could potentially figure out this person's next move. Now, I want to make you aware I'm hoping that this is precise because I'm already channeling that this message is going to be a little more precise. Like I need to take my time. If I need to go grab some coffee, I need to go do that because it's very specific. Certain decks that I didn't want to use ended up in a way. So I'm like, I'm feeling pressured to use them. Let me do that. I have a specific order that I have them laid out. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel very meticulous right now. Okay. So I'm gonna do the disclaimer because this feels like a reading. I'll need to do it. For those of you that are new, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I read a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You have to find yourself in a lesson and the journey. Okay, so I'm gonna hold the thumbnail up and let you choose your piles. Pile number 1 is the Gladiolus flower. Pile number 2 is the California poppy. Pile number 3 is the tulips. Okay, and then pile number 4 is the sunflower. I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile number 1, let's take a look at who has a secret crush on you and their potential next move. So those of you selecting this Gladiolus bundle, I'll call it. Let's get you an overview. I just want to make you aware you can just see who's secretly crushing on you. But I know I already feel some of you selecting this pile. You're looking to see who's admiring you in a way where you're not interested. Like you're just trying to make sure that like a person that you're not interested in isn't popping up, or someone that may be observing you with negative intentions. Like I already got that wave when I was stepping into this pile. So let me see, because that's not usual. I don't normally get that, even though those people sometimes come out. Listen, if you're concerned about anyone that you're not interested in, or if you're not that may be observing you with negative intent, I'm not saying they're not. I'm saying your cards show where you shouldn't care. Okay. Now those of you that maybe have moved on and you're in a committed connection and you're really happy and people can see, maybe, because I do have this here on the table, but I'm not seeing anywhere so far where you need to be concerned about it. So let me just put this here. Got the sun, really happy, abundant energy, and obviously usually it's a confirmation of a yes, where you're looking for confirmation regarding a crush in the best way. And I've got the ring of commitment, which talks about someone that is interested in you romantically, not casually, not necessarily just as a crush. Even if it starts as a crush, it's someone that kind of can see themselves a little bit longer term with you. So tell me. Yeah, I already got victory at the bottom, the 6 of Wands, which feels like someone that feels really good to be interested in you. Like something about your energy. This person's impressed with you in a way where they feel like if they make a move, they'll be very lucky to have your attention. Okay. All right, the Gladiolus. I think it's funny, some of y'all came here with negative intent and it's like, nah, we're not doing that. Gladiolus, tell me who's secretly admiring my pile 1. somebody who is secretly admiring my pile number 1. Oh, this is something. Oh, this is really something. I think this is somebody that's been admiring for a really long time. But this is also a person, feels like divine orchestration, like universal support. So whereas, yeah, this person secretly admiring you, if you guys been around long enough, you know I always lead with the best connection for you. This is obviously the best connection for you. This is actually a person that is fated to connect with you. So I definitely see a move or an outcome where you two connect deeper, but we'll get there, because what are the odds that we get the sun twice, actually, because 19 in this deck is light. This is the sun. So it could be someone with a very powerful, like, gold aura. I have aura readings on the channel. It could be someone with just a big personality, very honest, lots of attention, okay, lots of wisdom. Someone that is very decisive, and that's one of the qualities of this person that makes this such a good thing, is they're secretly admiring you, and I'm not sure why. I think here it looks like they're trying to see if you're wanting a commitment with someone, to see if you're interested in them at the level and in the way that they're interested in you, because this is someone that kind of, judgment is like a decision's made, like, this is who I'm interested in, this is who I want to pursue, this is who I'm stable with. Okay, if you're wondering if your partner is observing you, yes they are. Okay, like, I don't know in what sense that would be, like, but that's the thing. I'm holding the deck in reverse. We're gonna take it because this is the 9 of Swords. When we talk about spiritual strength, interestingly enough, when it comes to secret admirers, that card feels like someone that's kind of running out of patience, someone that feels a little overwhelmed, like they're really interested in you. They like your energy in whatever way. They spend a lot of time with you, around you, or observing you. However they do that, it just makes them a little more antsy each time, like they're running out of spiritual strength to kind of stay hidden. The reality is this person doesn't feel like they even want to be hidden. Like, this is not your traditional secret admirer. This is someone that wants to be seen. Sun, truth exposed, wisdom shared. Like, they want you to know. And whatever the 9 of Wands in reverse represents, whether it's a forced pause, a forced standstill, it's clearly out of this person's control, because there's not somebody that's really looking to hide, if I'm being honest. Let me see more. Tell me more about this pile 1, this Gladiolus, please. I just want to give you guys that confirmation that I did see people observing you in a way, not necessarily negative intent, but people that you may not be fond of or interested in romantically. It's not a negative energy that they're sending to you, just so you are aware. It was very positive at the beginning. So not to worry, for those of you that came here with that specific question. I got a new start is coming. Tell me more about this person that this Gladiolus flower is representing. Let me get one more here. There we go. So there's a new moon, super moon. Look at that. Don't let pride get in your way with that Leo energy. Definitely someone with dominant Leo placements on the table. And for those of you that don't know that, this person may manifest like Leo energy, which means someone with a big personality. Again, lots of attention, generally well liked, pretty popular. Those are the things. Well put together, right? So I mentioned this standstill being something it's making this person antsy. A new start is coming because emotions are running high. So yeah, that's what's going on with this person. Let me see. A lot of you, this is someone observing you on social media. So tell me more about this Gladiolus flower, please, for my pile number 1, who's secretly admiring them, and tell me more about any potential next moves, please. It's someone you would be fond of. It's someone you could consider a friend, or someone you consider at least friendly. Okay? Someone on the up and up in life, whether it is career, academics. It's someone that's elevating in some way. That's the best word to describe this person. Let me see. We got a wild card. Some of you may have met this person actually in the mountains. We've got a wild card. Abstract, unpredictable, art, multifaceted, and museums. It could have been a museum, because, you know, I will mention that solar Leo energy rules the 5th house, and it rules museums because it rules entertainment, things we do for joy, pleasure. Okay. I do see that here. Technically, the Hierophant could be organizations, structures representing those things. It's ruled by Taurus, which talks about things associated with assets and money. So it could be nicer things. Leo is kind of a regal vibe. So all of those instances would be situations and energies you would align with this person. Okay, so I got Sun, Leo, Scorpio or Pisces, and then Taurus on the table. But a lot of you would be very surprised at who this is. I actually see this person working up the energy to approach you and it kind of catching you off guard. Doesn't mean that it's bad, just means it catches you off guard. At the bottom I have the community card. So you definitely know this person from loud situations, right? Loud situations with the sun. You know them through your community, could be through family, could be through your friends, but this isn't, it may catch you off guard because maybe this person would get lost in the sauce, because like it feels like the situations and settings you know this person from are very, very loud, very energized, very bright. So it's like so many people around you that, like school, right? Depending on where you work, where you go for fun, like all of those situations, it's just a lot going on. So I'm not saying you're not interested in this person. I'm not even saying you don't know this person. Some of you overlook this person unintentionally, right? But they're here and I think you're going to be interested. So let me just see. Give me more for my pile number 1. My Gladiolus. Shout out to pile 1. The energy is so clean here. Even if you came here like, okay, who's observing me? People that I wouldn't be fond of, this person that I wouldn't be fond of, like wondering if it's people like that, and it turning around on you like, yeah, I mean, I guess maybe that person, whoever is watching you, but it's not from a negative perspective. It's kind of like an awestruck energy. It's like someone admiring who you've become, almost, if that makes sense. That's what I'm seeing on the table, right? Like, hey, I did know this person, it wasn't good, but, or hey, I did date this person, and it wasn't good, but look how well they're doing. That's kind of what I see on the table. Okay, so tell me more about this crush, this person that has a crush. What I said earlier, listen, this person that is kind of fixated on you, that you have all of their attention, but this is also someone that gets a lot of attention. I'd be surprised if you actually overlook this person. I don't know that you would have overlooked this person in certain situations or settings. I think you would kind of bypass them because it's so busy, like they're so busy, right? Or it's so loud, like so many friends, if that makes sense. So like if y'all are at the club, this person's in a section, you're in a different section, and it's like really crowded in there. It's kind of an energy. I could see that. But listen, someone can't keep their eyes off you. You are the leading star and the center of attention. So, I mean, that's who it is. So let me see. We got a slowing down, which some of you caught this person's attention and it slowed them down. Okay. Others of you, this person was hoping you would slow down so that they could get your attention, because you may move quick. If you know you move quick when you're like on a mission, then that's me making you aware that this person was kind of hoping you would slow down so they could get your attention, because they want your attention, especially if you have a lot of people that you like to speak to when you're in certain settings. Like that's what this person's hoping for. But I will make you aware that if you just slow down a little bit, you'll see this person actively observing you in whatever setting I'm describing. Okay, All right, let me get a couple of keywords here. Full moon in Leo happens in the middle of winter, okay? It happens around Aquarius season. So tell me, movement. Look, we talked about slowing down, something about movement, motion, movement, being active. Okay, I've got envision, which feels like, you know, main attraction here. I've got the flower moon, which talks about blooming energy. I'll get one more. Yes, this person's gonna make a move, by the way. It's just so loud, and they just kind of, yeah, exactly. With the release, they absolutely will. Just to get it off their chest. They may feel you out. They may just try to be friends. They may reach out to you via a friend, right? They may connect with you via some sort of a gathering or like friend group, whatever the thing is. And then just to see if you'll be interested, because they're not gonna let their pride get in their way, because they do seem like the type of person that's not used to rejection. Something about your energy in a situation setting they've been admiring you from is leading them to believe they may get rejected. Like it's a possibility, a higher possibility than what they seem to be used to, right? Even when it comes to just talking to them as a friend, like they feel like you're more likely to reject them than they're just used to, whoever this is, okay? So they're not going to do that. And you're also being encouraged not to let your pride get in your way, like be nice and socialize with people, because some of you do that, because I already have an energy of surrendering. So yes, this person absolutely is going to make a move. It may catch you off guard, right? It may be when and how you don't expect it. So like, let's say you're like, yeah, I could see this person being interested in me. I think they're all right. Something about the approach may just be different, right? We have a peak, mountain peak, the peak of a mountain, the mountaintop. Like when they finally do it, the way they do it may just be different, okay? So let me get your advice. You've already got eternal charisma at the bottom, so make sure this friendly energy on the table you mirror back to the person, because spirit says it's a go when it comes to this person, because Nine of Wands would be pausing to reflect on what you should do. In reverse, it's nah, just roll with it. Just roll with the energy, roll with this person, okay? Whoever that is. So let me get my advice for my gladiolus flower. Those of you that consistently pick pile 1, congratulations. I don't know if y'all are graduating, if y'all ascending or something. But in this specific series, I'm used to pile 1 usually being one of the more chaotic ones, if I'm being honest. Like it's usually the one that puts us on a journey of it being like super long. It's usually all the chaos. I wasn't surprised that this flower was the one that came in with like, I want to see if people are watching me with negative intent, because it's usually this group, like regardless of the flower, that has that vibe. So good for you that the energy is shifting. You just prioritize your good fortune, okay? You just prioritize your good fortune. If you're seeing moths, that's a confirmation. Trust your intuition, okay? When it comes to this person and when it comes to moving forward, feels like you've closed the cycle. Feels like even people that once didn't like you have no choice but to at a minimum respect you. I see a lot of energy of people wishing you well, thinking highly of you, right? Sun is great energy. You got it twice from 2 separate and unrelated decks. You even got the sign, right? The full moon that is ruled by that luminary. So whatever you've been doing it well, okay? So I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 2. All right, pile number 2, my California Poppy. We're going to take a look at who has a secret crush on you and their next move. I don't want to forget all this channeling. Some of you, I'm just going to straight up, is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, whoever that is, Sagittarius. That's not going to be for everybody, but heavy themes. As I was cleansing my reset, I just got an alert, like somebody left a comment saying it's somebody with a Sagittarius in one of their piles, like at the same time. So Sagittarius, okay? All right. that's a thing, but it could also just be talking about all of that luck. So I got so many themes of a revenge glow up and like luck and great news and very soon coming through for this pal. So if that's you, congratulations, I love that for you. That could be what's putting you in a position for this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, congratulations in advance. If you're, because revenge glow up implies that it was through spite, right? Or like against all odds. So that means that like circumstances leading up to that were not the best. So if that's not you yet, then you may not be in a position for this to resonate, but it will when you get there, okay? And I'm also getting a wave where, because you all have varying experiences, this revenge glow up energy could very much be the person that is admiring you, okay? And I already, yeah, exactly. So much came through. I already got in the cards through your reset where this person's next move, again, sooner than you expect, they're going to do something to try to make you laugh, especially if you have like a more uptight, serious demeanor, or if you're just quiet. If people could mistake you for being a little uptight or stuck up, this person's going to try to break the ice by doing something to make you laugh, okay? Yeah, let me pull more. I feel like that was the whole reading. Look at how efficient this is. Shout out to my California Poppy. I don't know if I mentioned it in the intro, y'all. For those of you that have trouble picking your pals, over the last few months, I've been adding birth flowers just because it's easier for me and y'all to the readings. So if you happen to find a reading for your birth month, you may be able to choose your flower. Now, obviously, I have not done every single month yet, but within the next year, you'll be able to choose that way. So obviously, if you were born in August, you may be able to choose that way if you're not sure how to pick your pal. Pick your one that's calling you regardless, okay? I think with me doing it that way, it shifted the energy. Look at you. Tell me more about this secret. There we go. Look, I'm telling you, some of you might be moving. Some of you, this is someone that has moved to a new place, a new space, all right? And, you know, we've got the moon. So, you know, it might be someone you see more in the evening time, okay? Could be someone you see more in the evening time once the sun starts to set a little bit. But the stork talks about the birth of things and new creations and opportunities. So again, this is either someone with an opportunity that's been presented that is a glow up for them, and or a glow up will put you in proximity to this person. Some of you may be picking multiple pals, and that's all right, but let me see. Actually, it makes sense that you would pick more than one if you're doing so for the reason that I think you would, right? Let me see. All right, let me keep pulling. You know, the stork, we got the spiritual union here. The stork and the moon feels like someone that's kind of accepting some sort of an opportunity, taking some sort of an opportunity on faith. They don't really know where it's going to take them. They can't see it as clear, but they're hoping that it leads them to the right place. And it seems so far that that has led them to you. So let me see. Yeah, I got the intuition, which is the high priestess, that lack of clarity that you can't quite see. Now, the moon does talk about abundance. It talks about harvest and things like that. So this talks about someone doing really well with success by following their intuition. Now, we had the spiritual union card. It feels like a person that thinks they're connected to you on a spiritual level, okay? Regardless of if it's true, that's not what we're looking for, but they feel like it's some type of soul spiritual connection, and their intuition seems to be leading them to you. I've got a material harvest. You know, this is someone that made a move, is making a move on faith, okay? If you're selecting this pile and you're in an era of transition, transformation, and you're like, no, I'm just gonna watch this for fun, or maybe I'm gonna watch this for the future because I've got, like, it's no way anyone's admiring, I'm like locked down, that's not my priority. Because some of you do that. Okay, I'm telling you now, trusting your intuition and making some type of move, whether it's a physical move or some type of shift, is going to help you have the elevation you're seeking. Okay, if you need to go to those other readings for clarity on life, then go. But this is someone that's made some type of move on faith, on their intuition, that leads to a harvest and leads to a connection. Okay, all right, so tell me. And like I said, those of you where you're genuinely just trying to see who's admiring you actively now, where you're in the position for that to be a thing, this may be the path. This may be the journey of the person. Nines are a thing. Could be someone that is a life path 9. Confirms that it's someone that's very single, possibly single for a while. Okay, someone that enjoys their solitude, someone that prioritizes their material harvest. Okay, not saying this person is a hermit, but they have the hermit card, right? Solitude is the hermit. Number 2 is the high priestess. So stays to themselves, right? Stays in their head, prioritizes their abundance, right? Flies beneath the radar, but has a very, very powerful aura with the solar plexus. Very confident, right? Very sure of themselves. And it does take a lot of certainty and self-care and respect to be single. The way this person seems to be, they don't seem to be willing to share their energy with just anybody, which nothing wrong with dating around. This person just does not, like, they do not. So that's, you're likely to know this person if they're by themselves a lot. Feels like a person that's very comfortable. They actually prefer being to themselves. Okay. All right, tell me more about this California Poppy. I think it's funny that we got the solar plexus gold card, the gold chakra card, in the California Poppy reading. With that gold, we've got 222, may be relevant. I've got surrendering to the divine, surrendering, trusting intuition, right? Everything about this pile feels like leap of faith. But I did mention you do have that revenge glow up at the bottom of Melanin Pop. So tell me more about this person. You know, I did tell you what their next move was already. We channeled it at the beginning. Maybe it is a spiritual connection, right? We've got 3 out of 4 major arcana. Prosperity lies ahead. Material harvest. Somebody that's doing really well financially. Very stable. Okay? Very, very stable. Full moon of Sagittarius is back. Look at the bigger picture. Okay? And the answers you need are coming. I mentioned that Sagittarius energy at the beginning. Gemini Sagittarius axis is a big deal. We've got both full moons here. Okay, but the answers you need are coming because I mentioned this person's going to talk to you. They're going to try to make you laugh. It feels like someone with a big personality, a lot of confidence, despite them being kind of more of a loner type. They're one of those ambiverts, right? Like, they love their solitude. They love being to themselves. They don't need to constantly be under people. But when they're around people, they shine. That's this person, okay? And that's why they seem to have the success that they have, because they're able to do the things. They don't struggle to be by themselves, right? And lock in, which hinders some people's success. But also in them being able to kind of lock into themselves for periods and get work done and do whatever needs to happen as an individual. They also thrive in social environments. It's kind of rare you have both in your personality. You know, you're destined for success when you have that. That's this person. So, and I could be describing you, because I'm telling you, there's some of you that are picking this pile that are like, I don't care who has a crush on me, but maybe when I get my life together, like, who's going to be admiring me? This is how you get your life together. This is what's attracting admirers to you, okay? I see y'all. See, I told you, revenge glow up is here. You're going to be fine. But where I'm describing your person, I feel like it's pretty clear in terms of personality who this is. So tell me more. So I did want to mention, those of y'all with the Sagittarius person, that person loud, which makes sense because Stork is Sagittarius energy, right? But you got every single mutable placement on the table, okay? Yeah, we still have Taurus, so someone may have a Taurus placement, some Taurus placements, just as a confirmation. But we've got Sagittarius and Gemini 2 times, right? And then we've got High Priestess, which is Pisces. We've got Hermit, which is Virgo. So that is also an axis. That's all 4 of them. So could be one of those placements. All right. Tell me more about a California poppy and who's secretly admiring you. What else do we need to know? Ooh, look at me. Oh no, don't do that. I'm gonna break this card. Y'all, I'm not overreacting. Like, if you familiar with the channel, they don't make this melanin pop deck anymore. So if I ruin it, it's over and I will be distraught. Okay, so the health card talks about healthy eating habits. It could be someone in the medical field, could be someone into fitness and things like that, just health, wellness, nutrition, all of the things. It's landing directly under the Hermit of Virgo, which rules the 6th house. Okay, so that is the house of health. So it could be something health related. This person could have something with their health. This person could prioritize their health. They could be actively prioritizing their health right now. That could be a key indicator. But I mean, that's a very aggressive energy to almost ruin this deck that they don't make anymore. Okay, some of you, they wanted me to point out, just like it was very loud screaming, the Sagittarius energy. I'm getting a loud, very screaming Virgo energy. Okay, and I also will just emphasize that even though Sagittarius was screaming, and now we have more Virgo energy screaming, Pisces is on my table. Gemini is also on my table. Could be someone that's obsessed with health, obsessed with their routine. That's probably why they're a bit of a loner. Okay. Some of you, this person could have had an addiction at one point of life. All right. Tell me more about my pile number 2. Some of you, this person may be healing from addiction. Let me see. What is this? We got sadness. Yeah, this person may be prioritizing their health for some reason. I have a thief on the table with ulterior motives. Something may have happened that this person considers to be unfair. It could have been someone that did something or whatever. But we do have that here. Some of you, this person is recovering from betrayal, because when we have a thief affecting health and sadness, that feels like betrayal. Someone may have stolen this person's power in some way, right? I feel like that's on my table. Okay, so what else? Definitely, but they are prioritizing their health. They may be in solitude to prioritize their health. So tell me. And if this is you, because I'm telling you, y'all are loud. Y'all are really loud. Do some solar plexus work, okay? Do some solar plexus work. Some of you, where I'm describing you to, if you moved and you're in solitude, wherever this came from, there's confusion and a lack of clarity with the answers you need are coming with where you would have went. So like if you had somebody you were dating or someone you were interested in, they're kind of wondering, right? It's not necessarily an admiration, like somebody actively watching you. They're just kind of wondering with intuition, okay? Yeah, I see that. So tell me more about this California poppy. Okay. I told you about the move at the very beginning of the pile. The first thing that was channeled is happening, right? The time is now. Someone is planning to take action, or it's time for you to make a move. And listen, this person's not, like, I don't feel like they're going to hesitate. I just feel like it's going to happen when they're able to, because what's all this thief health energy on my table? It's going to take patience, but the move is definitely going to happen. So tell me more about what's going on with the person that's admiring my California poppy, please. What else do we need to know? So I got patience, and then I got very soon, and exciting news. Got it. So if you've been patient, they've been patient. Something about having patience, and a move is going to happen very soon. due to some exciting news. I mentioned this being the revenge glow up pile, whether it's someone that had to like heal physically, recover from some type of thievery, like whatever the situation is, a move is going to be made very soon due to this exciting news. And it talks about the new good news coming your way, whether it be a pregnancy, engagement, moving in together, get excited to celebrate. Now this is love specific, okay? But the stork implies some type of elevation or glow up. Some of you, a pregnancy could be relevant because we have the stork, okay? And then there's an underlying energy. Some of you may hear from someone that is a little sad and heartbroken that you, like, I don't know if you have an ex you go back and forth with and you're dating someone else. Okay? Like, something about the stork and this pregnancy may upset somebody. They may feel like you were stolen from them or something. Okay? Okay, some of you, back on to the actual person that's admiring you, the move is going to be very forward, and that's the exciting news. So like, I don't know how well you know this person or will know this person at this point, if you can even tell who this is, but you will be able to tell when it happens because very aggressive. I mentioned making you laugh at the beginning of the pile. The move is gonna be like, I'm doing so good, you can move in with me now, even though like they're just asking you for your number or you've only been dating. Like, it'll be very forward, like, yeah, like, I'm doing so good that now you can go ahead and we can get engaged, right? We can have that kid. I know you're ready for a kid, like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like, that's the joke, but like, it's half a joke and half of them like, oh no, like, I'm trying to get to know you. That's the banter that I have on my table. Okay, so let me get from this last deck, I'll grab you a few and then I'll get you some advice and close you out for my California poppy. Okay, let's see, there we go. I got one. I'll take this one, and this. I think that's actually two. So you got a bonus one. Look at you. Getting a little bit extra. I mean, if this thievery, health-based energy is you, maybe you probably deserve a little bit extra. Let me see. All right, what we got. Boundaries is here. And that could be why this person's admiring you. That ex that slipped in with the shadow traits, they're admiring you because you set a boundary, right? Especially if you've moved on. And then with this person, they're gonna just be like, I don't care about these boundaries. They're just gonna go for it with you. Like, especially if like you're a little standoffish, not like aggressively standoffish, but like if you're slightly standoffish, they don't care about those boundaries. They're gonna just like go for it and start talking crazy to you. So I've got reflect. I've got rest. Again, this may be someone that's prioritizing rest and reflection. But when they finish, we've got ignited energy and a wild card. And I think I saw, so like the previous pile had a lot of solar energy, like the solar plexus. This one has the moon and that one had the sun. There was a wild card energy. I think it came from the melanin pop deck. So some of you are picking both and that's going to combine to tell your story. That's cool, because if you picked both pile 1 and 2 without realizing, like you just happen to want those both, or if you consciously chose it only because it's like your birth month, then they may be connected. Okay, like if you do it because I'm telling you now, then that doesn't count. But if you unconsciously went to both, then maybe the story connects in that way for you. Okay, I've got Pisces here of the psychic. Some of you, this person may actually be psychic. Look at you. Because I have the high priestess here as well. So good for you. And Pisces is another mutable placement. So mutable signs all over my table. I love it for you. So let me get your advice and close you out for my pile number 2. What advice do we have for my California poppy? Super moon in Pisces may be relevant. Balance your emotions. Be charismatic. Okay. And embrace the rebirth. I know it's vague, but it's gonna vary for all of you. I mentioned some of you being comfortable and open with this person that you know are conscious of, or that is gonna make themselves aware in the environment this sounds like. And then there's those of you where you are in a rebirth that will put you in this position, okay? And it looks really promising for those of you that are watching this for fun, that are watching this hopeful for the future, because I said it in the intro, I don't see it anymore consistently. Read past, present, incoming energy, okay? For you, maybe incoming, all right? So I love this for you. I'm gonna close you out and move along to pile number 3. All right, pile number 3, my 2 tulips. Let's take a look at who has a secret crush on you and their potential next move. Might be someone you associate with flowers. We do have the bouquet here. Actually, when I split, because this was the bottom and now I split, you got the lily. So there is a lily in this series, maybe more than one. So maybe that's your redirection already, but you associate this person with flowers. Could be someone you gifted flowers, or that will gift you flowers. All right. So let me see what's going on with these tulips. Who's admiring my pile number 3? My tulips. You know, maybe it's 2 people. I don't know why I have 2 tulips, but now I have this. I have a closed cycle of an ankh, and I have a snake. Well, there's 2 people that have gotten over on you at any point in time. They're definitely watching you. People that you set a boundary with and close the cycle. It's funny, there was a pile that was looking for this message, and you're the one that actually got it. When we talk about a child, somebody could have a child. Okay, could be one of these people. You know, the bouquet is back. I'm gonna keep the child because there's 2 tulips. Let me get all up in there. There's 2 tulips, similar color with the child. So something about tulips. I don't know if this person gave you tulips, gives you tulips, but here we are, here we go. Could be someone younger than you that got over it. I'll say it like that. And I'll leave it there because this is a crush reading. But some of you, whereas the other pile wanted that information and it wasn't even like that, you need to know about this energy. I don't know why. The snake does not have the best intentions, but it just is what it is. So what's that? Some of you, maybe it's a person that got over on you in some way that wants to extend an olive branch, right? The bouquet talks about gifts and acknowledgement, things like that. When we talk about partnerships and collaborations, could be that as well. Someone wanting to collaborate with you, partner with you, work with you after previously treating you a certain way. Especially when we talk about a fresh start, needing a fresh start after a cycle closed. Could be due to betrayal. So let me see what's going on. Because what's that got to do with your love life? I'm so shocked at these tulips. Tell me more about these tulips. I'm shocked that the tulips came out in the tulips pile. So you're being redirected to the tulips. There's several tulips, okay? And yeah, so one of these people is very like a boss type energy. Some of you, it could be a boss, but like the 7 of Wands is where you stand your ground because you're kind of up against the wind. You win, but like you had to be outnumbered. You're getting jumped. Like you have to just persevere and power through. Some of you, this is a person that has persevered through that type of energy. Like they are the emperor because they won in combat, right? Could be literal, but doesn't have to be. All right, let me get one more. This emperor on the table is an undisputed emperor because like nobody can beat this emperor with the 7 of Wands. It's like you can, you know, it's me against 6 others. I'm still going to win. Okay, so what is this? Tell me who this is. Very masculine energy when we talk about love. Someone born possibly in the spring, because I have Aries, I have Taurus. It could be one of those placements, but I don't know. I heard the word spring. Flowers are associated with spring. Look at us. Look at us channeling. I don't want to cover up those tulips because I'm shocked they're here. There we go. And the 8 of Wands, accelerated motion. This is someone that moves really fast. This is someone that may have grown, developed, that's in some way really, really fast, ascended really fast, if that makes sense. When we talk about growing and stepping into power, leadership roles, things like that. Okay. Maybe someone a lot younger than their level of success would display, right? And then something quick though is coming in. Like I said, maybe this person's going to quickly give you flowers. 6 of Pentacles is that offering. Some of you have a peace offering coming in from someone. Others of you have someone that's just really interested in you, that's going to come in and like pursue you actively and aggressively. Okay. And when I say aggressively, I mean where you have other options, they're going to be very aggressive about it, not towards you, but towards the other options. Like if you're in a casual environment where more than one person can be interested in you, the others are going to have to back down because this person's not going for that. Okay. So let me see. Tell me more about my tulips. Who is secretly admiring my pile 2, my tulips? I mean, my pile 3. I want to call you pile 2 now because I have 2 tulips and that's freaky. 2 tulips is symbolic in some way, or will be, because I don't even know why that's like that. So let me see. I've got full moon in Taurus, which is Scorpio energy. Your dreams need a practical plan. This is a very practical person. They're very organized. They're like this in this Emperor energy because they don't live in their head. They don't do all this thinking. They move. Like they go move. Like that's what they do. They apply wisdom, right? The Hierophant is actually the physical application of spiritual texts and religions, right? Like it's the physical active principle of what we consider faith and spirituality. It's the part you act on. It's the part you practice. So it looks really good. It's somebody that looks really good, because now I got both Venus signs on the table. This full moon actually happens during Aries season, by the way. Okay. So let's see. We got the South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. Definitely could be someone from your past. Does not have to be an ex. Obviously, that other energy that stepped in is from your past, but I feel like you know this Emperor that stepped onto my table, or the Hierophant. I feel like this person is a hybrid of that if it's one person, and those of you where it's 2, one is more Emperor, one is more Hierophant, okay, in energy. Okay, so tell me more. We got another revenge glow up pile. With time heals all wounds. I do have a sunflower in this reading if you're picking more than one pile. Flowers is definitely something. Okay, flowers, they're relevant in some way because I mentioned we have both signs ruled by Venus. When we talk about beauty and flowers and things like that, that's symbolic. And I want to mention before I get to this deck, one of these admirers, like let's the other energy aside that's not romantic, where you have 2 options. One is like staring you head on, like you know this person's interested in you, you can see it, it's very clear, it's very obvious. The other is more subtle, right? The Hierophant, notice that on this card you're actually not even seeing his face. He's facing a different direction. Okay, let me see more about who's secretly admiring my tulips. Tell me more about the next move. The move seems to be something that's like practical in nature, right? It's like, okay, what can I do that's gonna make sense? What can I do that's gonna be fair when it comes down to pursuing this? I'll call you the tulip, right? Even though that you have 2 tulips, right? Because it's like, don't let your past hold you back, and accelerated motion feels like somebody's like, nah, I'm not gonna like pause. Feels very competitive, okay? I'll say that. So let me see what this is that jumped out. We got taste, flavor, sweetness, pleasant, experience, beauty, details. Yeah. see. Manipulation. Well, someone may think that someone's manipulating you. Look at you. We talk about your health. Okay, so or health, like something about being manipulated. Okay, we got a thief. So someone, okay, you have an admirer here that is admiring you in a way where they feel like someone may be manipulating you regarding your health, regarding something, regarding just your wellness, I guess. Does that make sense? Like, someone on the table feels like someone may try to get over on you or did get over on you in some way regarding beauty, flowers, something, and health. Okay, I don't know why that's specific, but that came through. Let me know where that resonates or how that resonates. And it could be past, like it's happened, and that's the indicator, is that happened. That was something to do with it. Children is back, so something to do with children could be a thing, or just younger people. And I do have a divine union. Someone could be thinking that someone's manipulating you regarding a child or trying to, things like that. Okay, so what is this? I've got courting and I've got playfulness. So this person's approach is going to be very playful, direct in terms of courting you, right? Like, can I have your number? Can I take you on a date? Very clear. Okay, they may flirt, it may be playful. That's kind of the vibe with the next move though. So let me get one more in the bottom. I don't know, explain to me in the comments what all of this extra was that came through. Okay, yeah, I mean, I have a third party, right? So I mean, I'll broaden it now that I have that card, because I mentioned 2 tulips. Someone may feel like the other is not treating you well. Okay, especially if the Emperor is a shadow expression of it, where we have a very aggressive, dominant, possibly abusive person, and the Hierophant is more grounded and possibly even studious, religious. This person doesn't like the way the other one treats you, treated you, whatever, and is interested in you. There are a lot of T's here, so it could be relevant. But there's a disharmony that this person feels like they're not worried about it. They're going to go for it. They just need to be practical. It feels a bit scandalous. It feels like if you're in a relationship or already dating someone, there's another that's like, nah, I think I can treat this tulip better. I can treat pile 3 better. And if you're just in a situation where more than one person is interested in you, there's one specifically that's like, I'm going for it. I call dibs on pile 3. And then there's another that's like, I don't care what they say. I might be sneaky and go talk to pile 3 because I can treat pile 3 better. That's the vibe on the table. Look at y'all. You brought some interesting stuff, my tulip pile. You know, it was a lot of confusion trying to get this pile done. I'm not going to lie. So it makes sense that there's a lot of noise, a lot of conversations happening. But let me grab a few from this deck and I'll get your advice so we can close you out. Go to those other piles. And I'm going to hold it up one more time because I'm still in amazement that all of the flowers are a huge deal, right? Right? Like, it's a huge deal. But what are the odds you get the 2 tulips that look like, because where did that come from? I didn't even know this was like that. I may have, but it wasn't at the top of my mind. And these are your tulips. So something about a child, okay, is relevant. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe this person's young. Maybe one of these people is really young. So let me see. I got the seed moon. Some of you specifically with a seed moon and new growth, someone may not like the way the person you have a child with treats you, where that's applicable. Some of you, someone doesn't think you should be trying to have a child with someone because they want their shot. Let's see. It's a really scandalous pile, but it's not like totally chaotic. It's just a little bit scandalous. Some of you, there's a person that hopes that you can kind of have the type of connection, you will be kind of in game for them and they could end up having children with you. Okay, like it's someone on the table that's like, I want pile 3 for real. I could see myself having kids with pile 3, and this person's possibly just a conquest when they see pile 3. Okay, so I got Cancer, the nurturer. It's a very nurturing person on the table. I've got transform. I've got B. Oh, okay, a lot of cards jumped out. Purify, courage, and lunar eclipse of sovereignty. So the lunar eclipse, any of them could have been a relevant time, but this person sees, so if we're talking about someone that's more masculine, they see you as divine feminine. If you are more feminine, no, if this person's more masculine, they see you as divine feminine. If they are more feminine, they see you as divine masculine. Okay, and the reason why that's a thing is because it seems to be like a little bit of a competitive fight. They're like, no, I'm gonna go for it. Let me see. Closing a cycle, transform, and purify feels like someone's not, like someone like leaving, or someone like closing a cycle with somebody. Like, it just, there's a lot of confusion on my table, I'm not gonna lie. So I got a deep wisdom. Okay, somebody's going forward. They're not really worried about whatever chaos is on my table. This is the karmic justice pile. That's why we got all these people, romantic and not. Let me just close you out, because the energy is overwhelming, and it just keeps getting loud. Like, the energy with the pile is like starting to make it loud out in real life. So let me just get your advice and close you out. There we go. Safe travel. Use this knowledge to travel safely wherever it is you need to go, doing whatever it is you need to do with whoever else you need to do it with. Okay, use this knowledge to travel safely from someone that may not be good for you, because regardless of if you're interested in one of these admirers, there's at least one of the two on the table that is not good, and the other one has observed that, and not only are they interested in you, but they're just hoping you don't deal with that other one. Okay, so just use this knowledge to travel safely, whether that's someone you're actively dealing with or someone that's interested in dealing with you. Okay, so I'm going to close you out and move along to pile number 4. All right, pile number 4, my sunflower. Let's see who has a secret crush on you and their potential next move. Okay, I'm going to get a good shuffle and we will take a look and see. Well, it's someone that does a lot of talking about you, asks a lot of people about you, is extremely nosy. Oh my gosh. It's like this person may have seen you out and about and they just started asking all your business. Okay. Ship implies where you came from. The moon could be evening time. I don't know why I've been reading that, like an evening garden, right? Out in public, or events in the evening time. Could be on near water, could be boats, could be just outside in nature. Okay. I'm gonna put this back and grab another one, but yeah, just really loud. I got the sun and the moon. Somebody that's like, yeah, no, I definitely want pile 4's attention. I need the attention of the sunflower. Tell me everything you know. That's the wave. So tell me more about who's secretly. I don't know that this is the secret. This person's so nosy about it that, like, I feel like you would have had to find, like, somebody would have been like, you know, such and such was asking about you, right? Like, they were asking me all your personal business. So I've been getting a wave. And I've gotten it in most of my piles today, where this is not a person that is secretly admiring you. So, like, I'm probably gonna, like, put it in the notes for members, but these people don't seem like they're hiding. They feel like they are openly admiring you, openly watching you, openly wanting you to know. this is a pal, someone you may have closed a cycle with abruptly. There may be confusion. They're wondering where you went, how, whatever, because it's like, wait, why did just like I stopped seeing pal 4? Like, why they abruptly just stopped coming to Pilates? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the wave. I was debating on whether or not I was going to keep this because I don't like to frighten you guys. Y'all get really scared and nervous and treat me like I'm the bad guy, because like it gets a little the shadow comes out. But nah, it just feels like maybe someone you disconnected from abruptly. Like maybe you ghosted this person, I don't know, intentionally so or not, and they're like, well, what happened to the sunflower, right? Because they're just, it's definitely ending, cutting something off, and just a lot of confusion. So let me see what's going on. Tell me more about the sunflower. Who is secretly admiring my sunflower? Could be someone that wears a lot of black. Could be someone that has a very dark aesthetic, right? When we talk about bright aura, but dark aesthetic, with the coffin and the sky, that could be around like fall season. Those are fall themes when we talk about the holidays and the themes of the year. Okay, and then I have the star. Yeah, someone that may be like really hopeful. We got accelerated motion. Number 8 could be relevant. I got that 2 times. Look at me finally being able to read the cards, the numbers on this deck. Okay. Okay, whoever this person's feeling patient and hoping that they're able to resolve whatever issue they feel like you have with them, because you just like stop being bothered with them or whatever happened. I don't know if this is someone you were engaging. If this isn't someone you were engaging, if you like moved or something and you just left the area, they're like, oh, okay, I didn't know they were leaving, blah blah blah. And then it's someone that's hopeful you're gonna come back. I don't know what the confusion is, but there's confusion. I do have the North Node, someone that's kind of dancing back and forth on whether or not they need to step out of their comfort zone, because hope is Aquarius energy, right? It's when we do something that we're not really used to. It is our networks. It's where we kind of like start asking around to see what's going on. I have your commitment is being tested. Nothing will come of this situation. I'm gonna put it back. Let me see. Alright, let me get a good shuffle. Who is this? I'm getting a lot around the situation of, I guess, how you would know them. Okay, that's back. We'll take it. Full moon in Sagittarius. That's Gemini season. So, would be end of spring, right? Stepping out of your comfort zone and looking at the bigger picture. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. This person don't seem like they're secretly admiring you. They feel like they're investigating you. That's funny. It's not funny if you don't like that, but I think it could be. Look, see, we got community at the bottom. Somebody's like asking around. Like, hey, what happened to the sunflower? Where's the sunflower? Haven't seen them in some time. Okay, tell me more about who's secretly admiring. I mean, we're talking about the, okay, so as far as this person's next move, they're hoping they can get in contact with you, I guess. They're hoping you'll reconnect. They're hoping they can get some of your business from all of the people that they're asking that they think no. But tell me more about who this is. I mean, I guess given the specifics of the situation, you should know who this is. Maybe, but I guess I was leading more with maybe this is someone you would see around, right? Like maybe I use Pilates, so we'll stick with it. Like you would go to Pilates. It was a fairly large class. You knew a bunch of people in there. You had your handful of friends that you were really cool with, and you were like, y'all, look, I'm about to leave. I'm not gonna be around here. It's been nice in the class, but we'll stay in touch. And so you leave, and the handful of people you really talk to like that know. but like there's at least 2-3 people that maybe you would just say hi and bye to that were like, what's going on? What happened to the sunflower? I got that. Yeah, exactly. Wild card, which similar vibe. It's like my third pile today with wild card. You may be shocked at who it is, for those of you where you just genuinely don't know, or you may be shocked at their approach. Maybe it's shocking that this person's like all in your business, asking your business, right? We got pregnancy, new projects, children, and new love. And we got to spice things up. This is someone that's really attracted to you, would be really attracted to you. They might be a little bit different though, because spice things up does reference unusual energy. And boom, all in your business. See? Just all up in your business. I saw give me space. I guess I'll take those two. And yeah, their approach is going to be different. You may consider this person to be a little bit different, a little odd, a little different. Nothing wrong with them. It's just unexpected. A lot of unexpected energy. So we got a red flag here. We got a rebound here. And we got an ocean here. Yeah, it's somebody that's like, you know, really concerned that you're going to like move on, which if you're not dating them, that's funny. But it's someone that's concerned that like you're gonna go somewhere else, meet someone else, be with someone else. I actually like that you got Oshun in the sunflower. Some of you, a lot of you may have that energy. That may be how this person sees you, or that's this person, right? Someone with a vibe and aesthetic, or just you would associate with that energy. Letter R could be relevant, but this red flag and a rebound, it feels like obvious energy, like you would be able to tell, but there's some sort of a red flag regarding someone trying to rebound or someone actually rebounding. Okay, so watch it that one of the people on the table isn't trying to rebound with you. Okay, because that's a theme. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Look, I got family and friends. This person's all up in your business, asking all your family, all your friends. And if there's genuinely nobody like that, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is a really nosy person. Tell me my sunflower pile. Okay, so I got a little more time. I'm going to pull a couple more cards from this deck, right? So let me put the weird energy here and tell me more about who this is. Watch the red flag. Could be an addiction with someone, okay? But it also could be the fixation, right? Because this is someone that's more fixated, very openly so. Other people would notice, family, friends would notice. Letter A could be relevant. Okay, letter A is absolutely relevant. I don't know why or how. Could be a name, could be a place, something. There's so much gold on the table. It's someone that tries really hard to not show, like when they're asking your business, they're trying to be like cool about it, but like they're definitely all up in your business, okay? Like they may ask like your old Pilates friends, like, hey, you know, what happened to the sunflower? Why are you still asking about the sunflower? I told you they moved. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to like be like ambiguous about it, but like I know you're wondering where they are, what's going on. Like you all up in their business. You see what I'm saying? And you were eavesdropping on our conversation, things like that. You know what I mean? Like it's very obvious to other people this person's interested in you. So I feel like you would have noticed a little bit, because they're a little bit different, they're a little bit awkward, they're a little bit quirky. I don't mind that. But they're very active and dedicated to being all up in your energy. Okay, so I love that all of this yellow gold came out along with Oshun in this pile. That's funny. So tell me, what else do we need to know about the person secretly admiring? Well, they're really attracted to you. Okay, and what else? Best part. Something about this person, their energy, interactions with you, or approach to you in the shocking way that they make a move. It's going to be similar to like a movie, like those dramas, those rom-coms. That's the vibe. Okay, lots of sensual energy on the table, so we're just gonna let it ride. This person sees you as their life partner. the end. And that's why they're so locked in. They're like, no, pile 4 is my person. I'm going to get intimate with them deeper, right? Not necessarily in a sensual way, but I want deeper intimacy. I want to really get to know this person. I guess a vibe. That's my vibe. I think it would be a lot of fun with this person. Okay. Could be someone that laughs a lot. Okay. Could be someone that tries to create a vibe a lot. Okay. So let me pull from this deck and get our final messages before your advice from my sunflower. Tell me more about, we got guidance. Okay. Could be someone you've given some sort of guidance to, or has given guidance to you, right? Could be either side. Can you see? We got expansion. Guidance on how to expand could be a theme. That could be situation and setting as well. Tell me more about my pile 4. Let me get 2 more from my pile 4. Okay. Release. Guidance on how to expand via releasing. I don't know why that specific message came out, but it did. Envision. Guidance on how to expand through releasing and envisioning. I don't know why that's a sentence, but that is a sentence. I've got a blue moon of renewal on my table, okay? So let me get your advice. I don't know. That's not happened like that before. We got a blessed day. Piles today were real. They were something. I'm not going to lie. So at least they have not taken our whole day. At least they haven't taken our whole day. So let me get this advice from my sunflower pile. Finding love. Hey, listen. Table supports this person. Like, they all in, you know? So finding love is a thing. Cutting ties. So there's a cutting ties here. Okay, so 2 sides. And I don't know how it's going to be. There's something you need to cut ties with so that you can find love. Okay? It could be baggage. It could be trauma. It could be a person, right? Could be one of the people on the table. But something about cutting ties may have led to finding love. Because like the cutting ties, the coffin, the sky, feels like it's the separation that's creating this bond, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it. So cutting ties leads to finding love, okay? Or by cutting ties, you'll move on and find love. Like, it just depends on what's happening here and what the energy is, okay? Because the energy is different. Let me clarify that. Because how this came out clear and then that came out different. Safe travel. Let's clarify that message. Ground. Okay. Figure out what it is you want and stabilize in that. Okay. Like, don't be wishy-washy and interested in people just because they're interested in you. Does that make sense? So cut ties so that this person can find love if you're not interested in them. Okay? And if you are, then ground in this and, like, let them know. Like, don't make this person chase you in an obnoxious way, because some of you may be intentionally creating this confusion. Right? I didn't realize that. I didn't notice that. I only caught the side where, because this is usually not intentional energy. The sky and the coffin is usually situational, circumstantial, for better, for worse. But like the group of you where you just did that on purpose because you thought that was going to make this person chase you and get your attention, I guess it worked. But like, if you're not interested in persons, cut the ties so they can find their person and ground in what it is you want. And obviously those of you with whatever trauma, whatever happened with the coffin in the sky that created the distance. If it was really good and you moved, congratulations, or something like that. If it was like a promotion, something happened that blessed you. But like if whatever happened, if it wasn't the best, then just kind of cut ties with that trauma so that you can find love, and then use your willpower to stabilize. All right, because it's saying you have an opportunity. All right, an active energy. Yeah. So that's all I have for you today, my pal 4. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I'm going to close out the entire reading now.